And we as Indians pride ourselves in our nation's religious diversity. It is the cradle of the Upanishads which hails Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or the world is one family. Even our constitution enshrines the characteristics of religious tolerance. And so while our laws are secular, why is intolerance allowed to permeate our society? Now, the Jummah namaz is allowed at public places and roads are blocked because of Muharram processions, yet celebrating Ganesh Chaturthi is deemed to be insightful. This is the contention of the WAQF board, and this has been made in the Supreme Court as they hope to stall the Ganesh Puja at the Eidgah Maidan. This land belongs to the state, which has claimed so, and it has given permission for Ganesh Chaturthi there. But the WAQF board says that the land is theirs and that this will cause needless religious tension. While the constitution fosters brotherhood among all communities, why this intolerance by the WAQF against Ganesh Puja? Namaz and Muharram processions are acceptable in the name of religious tolerance, but why is Ganesh Puja unacceptable? Hear the fierce war of words that's underway in Karnataka.
मुझे लगता है ऐसा नहीं होगा। गणेश फेस्टिवल बहुत ज़बरदस्ती से हर जगह में होगा। कोर्ट न्याय दिया है, सभी कोर्ट का न्याय पालन करने का ज़रूरत है। हम भी पालन करेंगे, वक्फ बोर्ड भी पालन करेंगे।
See, it is a very sensitive issue. We all know that Eidgah was there for last, as a child I've been seeing Eidgah. It is there for last 40, 50, 60 years, and right now the title of Eidgah, whether it belongs to Waqf board or it belongs to the revenue department, it belongs to BBMP, it is absolutely unsure. So Waqf board has absolutely all the right to go to the court. But however, we would like to say that this has to be resolved at a personal level. Both the communities have to come forward.
Let's take this across to our guest. Joining us with us is S. Prakash, a spokesperson of the BJP. We also have with us S.S. Sriram, political analyst. T.R. Prasad Gowda as leader of the JDS. But I want to first and foremost go across to Advocate Shahid Ali, president of the United Muslims Front. Advocate Shahid Ali, the question is this, that the state government, the WAQF may claim that land to be theirs, but the state government says that it is revenue department land, number one. Number two, the matter went to the High Court, it's come to the Apex Court, and at least at the moment, there appears to be no bar on the Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations that are to be held at the Eidgah Maidan. So in such a view, when we have seen, for instance, namaz take place in public locations, processions for Muharram also take place, in such a view, what is wrong if Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations happen in that Maidan is the question that the BJP and the state government is asking.
There is difference between public place and religious place. Public places are not the religious places. Public places are meant to facilitate the public at large. But religious places are meant to facilitate particular religion to whom the land belongs. WAQF Act is undoubtedly passed by Parliament of India, and the object of the WAQF Act is that the WAQF property should be utilized as per the dictum, as per the orders, as per the rules and regulations passed or formulated under the WAQF Act. Now, all WAQF properties undoubtedly belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not only that, WAQF properties can be utilized by the WAQF board only as per the intentions of the WAQF, who has created the WAQF, and for the purposes which WAQF board will investigate and determine that for a particular purpose,
but the government says it's not WAQF land. The government says it's the government's land. It's revenue land.
Now, how the government or anybody else, how the government may say anything. The WAQF board claims that this is a WAQF land, and Eidgah, how Eidgah can be the cannot be the WAQF land?
S. Prakash, how can this be government land when Eidgah Maidan is there? And in fact, there have been several. One second, sir. You put your question. I'll listen to the response from the other side as well. How can this be called government land when so far nobody has laid any such claim? Why is this claim now being made? That's a question coming in from Shahid Ali.
No, it was claimed that it belongs to the government, state government. Then the BBMP issued a notice to the concerned WAQF board and to produce papers to justify the land belongs to the WAQF board. But they did not produce any shred of paper to justify that land belongs to them. Then the government said the land belongs to revenue department and is a part of the state government. It's a government land now. They may claim 100 things. Without any document, without any evidence, they cannot brand it as a Waqf land, and they have only the sole authority on the place to hold any religious function and discourage any religious function of other faith. The recently Independence Day was celebrated on the ground when the plan was made clear it belongs to Revenue Department. And now the Revenue Minister is on record that we will be permitting Ganesh Utsava on the Waqf land. Moreover, we Hindus are advocated, advised, given sermons on communal harmony and tolerance. Why not the same thing be applicable to the other side? Let them show their large-heartedness. Let them show their communal harmony effects. Let them permit a Ganesh Chaturthi for a day on the ground and win the hearts of the many thousands of Hindus. Instead of that, falsely claiming the land belongs to them, going to the Supreme Court will only antagonize, will only strain the relationship between the two communities in the area. In the larger interest of the society, I feel till the matter is settled, there should not be any claim by the Waqf board to say that no function should be held.
T.R. Prasad Gowda, why not in fact show the magnanimity and try and improve relations between the community rather than actually antagonizing? That is the question coming in from BJP. And what is more, he's also saying that when the Waqf was given a chance to prove that the property was there, they could not produce any documents. Your response to that?
Yeah, in this case, I am, if Prakash is talking about communal harmony, yes, I agree with that. If they are ready for communal harmony, yes, it was Independence Day was celebrated on the same land. Actually, in fact, I know more about that that land, Eidgah Maidan. Actually, a portion of the land was given to the Muslim community for prayers. Not full land was not granted to the Muslim people. Is a portion of the land was granted for the more than 3-4 acres of land is there. About 100 by 100 land was given to the Muslim people to give their prayers. Now it is pure. It is under BBMP control. If Ganesh festival can be celebrated there, we have no problem. And communal harmony, yes, both the communities should show. I hope our Bangalore Muslims will cope up with that, and we have lived together like that only all these years. When our friend is talking about communal harmony, I go acknowledge his words.
No, but Mr. Prasad Gowda, then why is the Waqf board approaching the Supreme Court? What would you advise to the Waqf board fee? Should they stop fighting this matter in the courts and allow for it to happen? Because clearly here they have gone from the High Court now to the Supreme Court. Clearly, of course, Mr. S. Prakash says that this is only going to further antagonize the situation.
See, I do not know whether the stay is there. If they have taken stay from the court, not to celebrate, not to do any other celebrations, we have to honor the court order.
No, there is no stay, sir.
No stay.
There is no stay.
Yeah, when there is no stay, government is free to allow people to celebrate all festivals. It's
okay.
Of course.
Let me get, before I go across to Mr. S.S. Sriram, I want Advocate Shahid Ali to come in. Advocate Shahid Ali, here is a person from the JDS, he's a spokesperson. He is not from the BJP at all. In fact, they are ideologically opposed to each other and they're fighting it out every day on ground in Karnataka. But even he says that if this celebration can be carried out peacefully, only a portion of that land was given for the conduct of prayers to Muslims. In such a situation, they also have no objection if Ganesh Chaturthi is carried out on ground. So then why object? Mr. Shahid Ali.
Should his words have the supremacy over the law of land? The law of land is contained in Waqf Act 1995. The law of land has been passed or has been promulgated by Honorable Supreme Court of India in number of cases. And the law is that once a Waqf, always a Waqf. All Eidgah, all Qabristan, all mosque are the Waqf land. Now they want to say that we will celebrate Ganesh Chaturthi in your mosque, in your Eidgah. Now in the name of harmony, how this can be allowed? Whether this will cause harmony or disharmony, I am putting a question to them as well. Now, the things which they are putting in the name of harmony, in fact, will widen the rift which has already been created. Unfortunately, this should not be. So, whatever the law is and whatever the law say, that should be complied with.
Sir, which law is being violated here? Are you saying that the High Court and the Supreme Court, which have not stayed this, are violating the law? Are you going to say that now? That High Court and Supreme Court are in violation of law?
Sir, I clarify over here. Honorable Supreme Court say in catering of judgments, once a waqf, always a waqf. Now, Eidgah is always considered to be waqf property. Now, as per the Honorable Supreme Court's judgment, now Honorable Supreme Court is supreme or Honorable High Court is supreme. Now, the supremacy of the words are undoubtedly of Honorable Supreme Court. Therefore, the order has been challenged before the Honorable Supreme Court. See, this order has
But Supreme Court could have intervened, sir, today.
So that is why I am saying
Supreme Court could have intervened if they felt that there was such a compelling case. That did not happen, did it?
Politicians should not come in the way.
Mr. S.S. Sriram. S.S. Sriram.
To our respected lawyer, the same Supreme Court did say you will have to remove your speakers long ago in the mosque. And did any of your community people, did they obey the orders? When you talk about law at your convenience, when the land has an ambiguity, when there are no ownership to the ambiguity, when you have not established your ownership multiple times when required by the BBMC, it's only fair that everyone use that place, commonly, and you all talk about secularism and you all talk about brotherhood. I think you must be the first person to allow that land till such time. Either you prove your ownership of the title. Obviously, no one is going to question you. When there is an ambiguity there, when there is no real clear title ownership, it is only fair that the government owns the property, and when the government owns the property, everyone can use the property to their will. I mean, we are not blocking the highways for your namaz, where quite a few states do that. And that is also a rule of law, which you guys don't follow. So the rule of law applies only when it comes to the Hindus or to the people who you are not comfortable. And the rule of law applies to you at your convenience, which is not very fair, sir. That is my humble opinion.
Respond to that, Shahid Ali. There is a selective interpretation, application of inclusivity, of secularism that is being imposed over here. There are double standards. That's the statement coming in from Mr. Sriram. Please respond to him.
I am really surprised. I am really surprised the kind of definitions, kind of statements I am getting. Now they want to say that allow us to celebrate our festival in your mosque, and if you will not allow, you will say that we are not causing harmony. There is disharmony. Are these
Mr.
not
surprising?
Are these not communal statements?
Mr. Shahid Ali, one second. Mr. Shahid Ali,
now public property.
Mr. Shahid Ali, first of all, how is it proven that this is a waqf property? Because as we just discussed, wasn't the same group unable to present before the BBMP its ownership documents? How can it then claim ownership?
As an advocate, you cannot make this statement, my dear friend.
I have been saying repeatedly, Honorable Supreme Court say, in catering of judgment, once a waqf, always a waqf.
Sir, but waqf ke documents hi nahi hai, sir. There are no documents. There are no documents to prove that it is a waqf property.
No.
Where are the documents?
He may say anything. Sir, he may say anything. He may say anything.
Who may say anything? It's well documented.
Can they show any of the custom, any of the incident? Can they say, can they show any of the custom, any of the incident that ever in lifetime Ganesh Chaturthi was solemnized or celebrated over there? Now,
sir, will anything stand? Mr. Shahid Ali, Mr. Shahid Ali, one second. Mr. Shahid Ali, one second, sir, one second. Listen to my question. Tomorrow, if you go to the Supreme Court will ask you to prove your ownership of that land. If you don't have the documents, even Supreme Court will say that this is not your property.
Sir, now, whatever Honorable Supreme Court will say, we have already complied with the directions of Honorable Supreme Court and all high courts. We will comply with that. Now the title has to be proved not before the court of writ jurisdiction, but before the Waqf tribunal. The section 86 of Waqf Act 1996 specifically says, 2013, that all disputes as regards Waqf properties or question of Waqf shall be dealt with and tried before the Waqf tribunal. Okay. Now, Honorable High Court was not the particular place.
Okay, it is now going to be the Waqf tribunal that is going to decide this matter. S. Prakash, please respond to him. Mr. Shahid Ali is very firm. It is only the Waqf tribunal, according to him, that will listen to this matter and is empowered to do so.
What?
Okay, you made your point, Mr. Ali, you made your point. Let's get a response. Yes, Prakash.
First started saying that the court order must be respected. Supreme Court says Waqf board properties is always a Waqf board property. Now we have shifted the goalpost saying that Waqf board will decide whether that ground belongs to them or not. They don't have a document to prove that the land belongs to the Waqf board. When the land does not belong to them, it does not become a Waqf property. Simple. He is a liar. If he cannot understand this simple logic, I don't know what he is arguing about. If the property is Waqf land, no Hindu organization will claim or demand for Ganesh Chaturthi on that particular land. There are many Eidgah land in Bangalore. Nowhere it has been demanded. Only in Jamrajpet, when it was established, the land does not belong to Waqf board and it belongs to the revenue department, and the government said they are willing to allow any other program other than holding prayers by Muslim community. It is simple. If you want to raise an objection, if you want to stall that, you have gone to the Supreme Court, you produce the document that land belongs to the Waqf and you have all the rights over it, and you decide what is to be held and what is not to be held. Till then, the government calls the shot, and the community must respect the government decision since the land does not belong to you, as long as you produce a shred of evidence to justify that land belongs to you.
Respond to that. Shahid Ali, please respond. Without a shred of evidence, how can you go ahead with this appeal?
Sir, word Eidgah denotes what? Yes, word Eidgah denotes what? Is this not my statutory right to file an appeal? They want to say like that? Now whatever
where are the documents,
the
sir?
Honorable High Court has said.
So where are the documents?
Gentlemen, I am not.
Where are the documents? Simple question.
Produce a paper.
Right to approach the Honorable Supreme Court. Now why that is pinching them? Why that?
No, you can approach the court.
That is causing harassment.
You're not understanding the point. The point being made is not about your approaching the court. The point is the argument being put forth. The argument being put forth without having adequate documents to justify the claim. This has been widely reported. It's not an interpretation.
The High Court has passed an order, and despite that, we have approached the Supreme Court.
Let me bring in Prasad Gowda on that. Prasad Gowda, Mr. Prasad Gowda, Mr. Prasad Gowda, are you convinced that there is a case to be made here by the Waqf board and of course Mr. Shahid Ali, who is arguing that this entire matter, it's a Waqf property and it will remain with them? The BJP says that there are no documents to prove it. BBMP gave them a chance to prove that the property is theirs, but clearly they were not able to do so. So where do you stand on this aspect? Is this case maintainable at all?
Sir, 1 second, I will tell you. We have a lot of the ideological differences between BJP and our party, but I should speak the truth. Okay, as a matter of fact, Ganesh Puja, Ganesh Chaturthi will be usually irrespective of the caste creed in Bombay, city like Bombay, everybody will celebrate. It's a celebrations of coming together of all the religions. I do not know whether Shahid Ali will going to accept it or not. But it's in Bombay, this consider everybody will celebrate. It's a coming together, communal harmony. It's a kind of communal harmony. When it comes to Eidgah thing, in lot of issues, I always stand with Muslims. But here, I know about this ground. This ground is a public, and he was telling about don't celebrate Ganesh Pujas in our mosque. It is not mosque. It is a ground, public ground. It's in the name of BBMP. You prove suppose in case in the heart of the city there is a 4 acres of land. You cannot say straight away it is our land just because you named it as Eidgah. I'm telling you, you prove if the court has given you verdict that it belongs to so and so community, Eidgah, so we have no issues. I will stand by with him. But for just to perform it's a private. It's not a private festival. It's a kind of celebrations for the public. So I always ask.
All right. So clearly, the JDS, which is ideologically opposed to the BJP, also says that we have no problem if there is Ganesh Chaturthi that is in fact celebrated on the same land. So clearly, of course, which would otherwise be a very heated political debate at the moment, we're not seeing quite what is that quite play out in Karnataka. And in fact, what will the Waqf do from here on will be very interesting to watch out for. We'll have to leave it there for the moment. S. Prakash, S.S. Sriram, T.R. Prasad Gowda and Advocate Shahid Ali for joining us on this debate. Slipping into a quick break for now.